Let me see. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can't hear me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, shit. But you can't see me.
Nuh-uh.
Okay. Let me see this. You see me now?
Yep.
Okay. All right. First go at this. This is my first meeting with Hollering at the homie. This is Big Smoke. Who else would I want to holler at other than my favorite artist in the whole wide world, one of the realest people I know, my cousin, Radio 3000. Because I think, man, talk to me, man. Just let's do it like we do when we just on the phone, man. What's going on in your life? I do know that you just dropped a video. What was the name of that video?
Yeah, we got a new video we just dropped called Rockets. It's a anti-racism, anti-violent record. Talking directly to our community. So that's the latest one right now.
Okay, I got a special sneak peek of it.
Yeah,
I thought it was dope. Who directed it?
I directed it, edited it, came up with the concept, color corrected the whole little nine, all done by yours truly.
So technically, you would be a one-stop shop.
Yeah, one-stop shop. Yeah, a young Hype Williams.
Yeah, yeah. And I know the answer to some of these questions because I've known you forever, but we can't assume that the rest of the world knows you yet. And how long have you been doing every damn thing? Because I know you sing, you rap, you record.
Oh man, we decades in. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I was knee high to a caterpillar's eye. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, been in there for a minute.
Okay, so for those that don't know exactly where you're from and all the damn places you've been, give an introduction to the people, man. Let them know because I already know, but
I got to go like this when I start mentioning where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? And I'm probably one of the rare ones that can. You know what I'm saying? Born in Sacramento, California. Went to school in Hayward, California, Oakland, California. Sacramento, California, Tracy, California, Stockton, California. So I moved around a lot, but then not being in the military.
Yeah, Northern California, for real.
Yeah, I'm from Northern California, for real, the whole thing.
And so, where are you at right now? Because when I'm listening to you, I just don't feel like you're in Northern California right now. Where are you at right now?
Yeah, we in a place called Hotlanta right now. You know
that's what's up, man.
The other side, the south.
That's what's up, man. Stay away from them Waffle Houses. I would hate for Demani to run up on you and say something out of order, man.
Man, I just went to Waffle House the other day.
Smothered, covered, and topped.
You got to do it every time.
Okay, so we got you born and raised Northern California. You're in Hotlanta right now. Have you ever left the country, man? Have you ever?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They call me the world famous radio. And I've been many places. First place I moved, I actually moved to Singapore a long time ago. And Singapore led me to Indonesia. Indonesia led me to Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi led me back to Malaysia. Malaysia led me to Thailand. So those are places I actually physically lived in. But I've been to like many countries just visiting or doing concerts and touring, stuff like that. So it's been a whole lot going on around the world. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So, okay. So like I said, I know you forever. So I'll be having like some insiders. I remember you was on the Mike Jones mixtape. I think my voice was on that thing. I know that I
forgot about that. Damn.
I didn't. I definitely didn't. I did. I also know that you were on.
Who mixtape?
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, you was on that Mike Jones thing, man. I felt real important getting to, you know what I mean, speak a little bit on there. have you ever been on television? Like, they got all these shows and stuff like that. Have you ever been on any type of prime time television?
Yeah, man. When I was a kid, I used to be on the news all the time. But in Sacramento, they used to come to our apartment and then do like summer youth programs and get back to the hood kids. So I used to be on the news all the time. We did talk about gang violence in
I know nothing about gang violence, so I wouldn't have been any help at all.
yeah, I used to have me. I was on a Willie Brown show when I was a kid, man. All right, mom. All right, dad. See y'all later. See y'all later. See you out. All right, for sure. All right. Yes, indeed.
I know my uncle voice. Go ahead. And my auntie.
Yeah, so first time I was on TV was on Willie Brown show, and he was the mayor of San Francisco, and I was talking about gang violence, and I was like in the third grade. I was like, they interviewed me, you know what I'm saying? So I always been, aware of what's been going on as a little kid. As a little kid, and then so yeah, I've been on there, and then growing up, from being on sports shows when I was in high school to growing up and then being on TV for music. So my first real big TV performance was on BET on 106 in Park, Spring Bling. You know what I'm saying? That was major, and that was actually how I got overseas. Being on BET is how I got overseas. Somebody seen me from Singapore, the episode, and then they was like, "We want to get you over here to do your thing." So I was like, damn, how they see me on BET in Singapore? That's crazy. So I went over there, and then so I've been on BET, I've been on MTV. They actually did a whole like episode on me, cover me, interviews about me being like one of the top 20 artists in Asia, and I'm not even Asian. You know what I mean? So I was on that show. I've been on MTV, BET. Yeah, I've been on BET, MTV. Yeah, those are the two networks that I've been on. Yep.
But I think I could be tripping. You weren't on the maybe you wasn't on it, but I know you had something that you knew about it. You wasn't with that Missy show?
Oh yeah. So yeah, I went out for it. Yeah. So I went through the whole little process. I had to go for the Missy Elliott Road to Stardom way back in the day, and I went through the whole little process. But like actually getting on the show, like I didn't get picked to be on the show, but I did like 2 weeks in a hotel. I mean, I did stuff like that, like The Voice. I've also been like right there with The Voice, like going to the hotel, going through the whole little process. But they pick people in like these groups, you know what I mean? So like my group didn't get picked. But yeah, I've been behind the scenes in the business for a long time too. You know what I mean? Seeing stuff like that, being a part of different situations, like TV network stuff that's been going on. So, I've been on the camera and then I've been behind the scenes or almost right onto the major production. I've been in some movie productions too, like the Dream Girls. I did extra work in there. I got to see like how the whole process works in many different facets.
I know that some of the people that I've met, some of my favorite, one of my favorite Northern California rappers, man. I used to listen to him when I was in like 6th grade. I got his music burnt in my car right now. Spice One. I remember I got to smoke with Spice One, and I was in a commercial when I think we was in Tracy. We was in Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was in Tracy.
Stockton or Tracy.
Yeah, Stockton and Tracy. I think we was in both technically.
Yeah,
we was real 209ish, right? And I got to meet the boy. I got to meet
Spice.
Spice was cool as
Spice
hell.
Uno. Yeah, Spice One, cool, man. I did record with Spice One. Got a song with Spice. And Assassin and I think Young Gil.
Young Gil. Yeah, I met Gil too. I also met 2 other people I want to talk about meeting. I don't know if the whole wide world knows the beautiful Del Treese story.
They got a twinkle emoji anywhere? Is there a twinkle emoji, dog?
Well, hey, look. So for those of you guys that might not know Missy's Road to Stardom, the lady that was second place, the first place lady was for Chicago. That was Jessica. Second place lady was for San Francisco. So radio and the Rated Next family through that was a convention, right?
Yeah, we was putting on music conventions. And I was like, I had to be like 20 years old, 19, 20.
Yeah.
I was like 20 years old putting on music conventions. And I met her through when I was going out to be on the Missy Elliott show. And I met Del Treese from the show. And then we had her come out to be one of the special performers. Yep.
You were loaded up with some good I don't want to say famous people, but I want to say like you were loaded up with a lot of game from the stars because not only I mean
we had Dwayne Wiggins there too, Tony.
Yes, you did, and I've been listening to some 3T as well and some Lucy Pearl. You know, I got a thing for Northern California music, but there were two other people that I met that I met through you, and one of them was the Honorable Jay King.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. You laced me, and I met Jay. Jay was cool, and then if there's anybody in the world that can talk more than me, if there's anybody in the world who lives through more than mine, it would be the bigger figure, JT. Yes, sir. And I met JT. I met quite a few people that day. I say all this to just give the people, like to let them know how far, just because somebody ain't seen you, this was some game that you gave me. You was like, it's different aspects of fame because in different places, you was telling me like how the internet works now in different places. People could be famous as a motherfucker, and then 2 or 3 states over, you never heard of this guy. You know what I mean? And so I know that you can go places and 1 million people will know you, and I know you can go places and people won't know nothing that you did, but I know so many, you know what I mean, so much music that you've done. I've seen you perform on stage, little places, big places. You treat everybody the same, you know what I mean? And you're technically a positive dude, so that takes me back to the beginning of this when we were talking about your video. Why is the song like? Why are you on that right now? Not saying that you haven't been on that, but why are we on that?
Yeah, because from I guess when I went overseas, been living overseas for so long, and then like life is different there, right? Like it's not. I mean, I live in countries where don't nobody own no gun. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't no guns. Only people that got guns, police, and you don't never hear a gunshot. I live in Singapore. They got 1% crime. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it'll be a whole year go by, maybe it's one murder, and that's like domestic. You know what I'm saying? Like some domestic violence between So I lived in places like that, and when I was over there, I was tripping because I was like, damn, like when you're in America, you think like this is just how life is everywhere, but then when you go other places, you see it's not. So I just over the years, I came accustomed to just like seeing like living in peaceful places. There's still stuff that happened, but essentially it's not like here. So years go by, and I still would go back, so I wasn't oblivious to what was happening. But I guess I wasn't really like, I'll come back home and I'll feel it a little bit, but then I'll go back. But after COVID, when COVID struck, I got stuck overseas. So now I'm there for like a year, 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Just stuck over there, just me there. And I had never been away that long. So now I'm really just getting engulfed in the culture and everything, the lifestyle. I feel like I'm that's home now, right? So I had to come back to the States, once COVID was over, like, let me get back home and go check on everything. So when I came back after a year and a half, I just was like, I felt this for the first time. I really felt like I was looking around at America, and I was like, damn, like I had missed my black people. You know what I'm saying? I had missed seeing this. I didn't watch the George Floyd thing. I seen us protest and all this stuff on TV from being over there. And I'm like, man, I can't wait to get back just to join the fight. You know what I'm saying? And when I came back, I'm looking at it, it's like niggas still looking at me with the mean mug. I'm like, oh, I thought we was on some new shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought we was on some new shit. Like, what's going on? And I still seen the violence. You know what I'm saying? I went to my property. I was living in North Island, and I'm standing outside like the first day to get my bag, and niggas just sliding back and forth down the block, looking at me, and I'm like, damn, like this ain't. This is just what it was before this happened. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just disregarding. I'm like, damn, niggas don't even care about this whole little protesting thing, this COVID thing. Niggas is right back to doing what they've been doing. And then it just made me realize, like, damn, man, like it's kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's sad that that we still can't, like, there's nothing that can happen that will make us wake up, right? Like, we can go through a whole protest, we can go through a whole COVID, we can go through everything, you know what I'm saying? They could beat us down, make us slaves, everything, and we still gonna turn on each other. Like, it's like, it don't make no sense to me. And I never really paid attention to it so much until I had been away for so long, came back and was like, yo, this is a problem. Like, it's not even a problem, it's a sickness. Like, we sick, you know what I mean?
It's learned behavior. I
Yeah,
need somebody that's more intelligent than me to explain why, no matter where you go, you're saying that this isn't like this overseas. So
no,
where you go is just the United States. I don't live in California anymore. I'm in Illinois, and I noticed that we just don't like people that we don't know. Like what is it
yeah,
about? Well, because you said you were in Highlands and people looking at you, and the issue is they didn't know who you was. Because I know when I pull up where I'm from, most people
yeah,
know, not even just in my neighborhood, but in my side of California, period. A
yeah,
person to see me and be like, "Oh, that's the homie," and hey, we could be
right,
rival gang members or whatever. But what
right.
is this about people already upset with a person that they don't know? That means if you don't know me, I've never done anything to harm you or offend you or
Yeah.
whatever. What
And
is this?
I think that just has that goes back to like what's happening on a day-to-day basis in in the community, you know what I'm saying, in the hood. It's like you see somebody you don't know, that might be the opposing side. You know what I'm saying? They might be popping up and being somewhere they ain't supposed to be, or you
You
know what I
ain't
mean? That
never
type
look
of
like no op though.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and I say this in the most non-disrespectful way. You don't
Mhm.
like what you wearing now. That's not the uniform. That's not the uniform of a person that's usually pushing up on me. Now I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
know that you know, with the times, how times have changed, fashion has changed, and these youngsters they wear different types of things or whatever. But
yeah.
even their different code of dressing, I can still tell who's at least wants to be notified as a boy. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
As a
yeah, and
bad
then
boy.
yeah, or it could have been that who is this nigga, or it could have been like let's slide on him. You know what I'm saying? Like what he
Yeah, but
got, you know what I'm
I
saying?
want to
And
know
that's
where all
and
this
that
is coming from, though.
yeah, it's the from what I seen from my perspective. You know, so even before it ain't like I just came back and also I got this
Nah,
brand new thing, but I care about it even more now. I would say. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not, I'm not numb to it anymore. Now I'm like, hold on, I'm sensitive to it because I got my feeling back. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people in the hood is just numb to like everything. It's like if I don't got something, I'm gonna take yours. You know what I'm saying? You black, you look like an enemy to me. You look like someone. You look like a come up, and that's crazy because like they're numb to the reality of stuff. They're numb to like the feelings of like. And then, at the end of the song, I said, walk a nigga down, shoot up a nigga whole crib, kill that mama whole kid, then go smoke at the local liquor store like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
sure.
they numb, you know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
don't mean nothing. Like that's just what it is. And it's being promoted to the music. It's becoming a lifestyle. Like everybody's a gangster now, apparently. You know what I'm saying? And everybody can shoot, anybody can get a gun, so anybody can be extra tough all of a sudden. So it's like I could see all that. You know what I mean? I'm
But
like,
after
damn,
that,
like this is weird.
so watch
Yeah,
this. But after that, right? So, because I always wasn't on the same kick that I'm on now. You know what I mean? Once upon
yeah,
a time, I might have been on some different stuff. There are consequences and repercussions. I see the Zaxby's cup. There are consequences and repercussions for most things. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I kind of want our people to start thinking about that stuff ahead of time. That's what
yeah,
that's what caused me to let a lot of things go because I know
yeah,
how it ends. I don't want to make this all about me, but first time I was in somebody's cage, I was 14 years old, and
yeah.
I spent years being in people places instead of being on somebody's stages. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right,
Yeah, I
right.
was one of the hardest instead of concentrating on being an artist. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but yeah, but you look what's the environment that you in. You know what I'm saying? It's what looks cool around. You feel me? So that's what. I mean, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a choice. I'm sure you still remember the day you chose to be like, I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Versus like,
Yeah,
and I remember the moment. I can remember a moment like my first time as a kid with like having to make a decision of like what I'm about to do. Like I wasn't fourth grade, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, Southside Sacramento at school. And my partner's like, yo, let's come to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, cool, go to the bathroom. They like smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? Like here. And I'm like, I'm fourth. You talking about fourth grade? Think about your kids, fourth grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that? How old is that? What you 11? You know, like 10 or something like that? Yeah, nine.
10,
Yeah, nine.
9,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and I remember that moment, like thinking, like, okay, I could do this or I could just run. You know what I'm saying? And I just like, I'm out of here. But like them saying, I could see them kids from like fourth grade up until like I left that school. They just got more and more like into like looking like how my uncles was looking. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I can grow. And I was still like wanting to be a kid. You know what I'm saying? But it comes early in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes early.
It's crazy you said that because as you was saying, I can remember I was like, and then it hit me. Second grade, Bret Hart High School in Oak Park. My homeboy, I ain't seen him in a million years, but it's a dude by the name of Moan, Andre Marzetta. Moan was like, "Hey, Levi." This is how long ago it was. They was still calling me. They was calling me Levi in school back then. He's like, Levi, ask that white boy Miles if he's a blood or a crip. We was in the second grade. And I went to ask Miles, I said, hey, they want to know if you're a blood or a crip. He said, I don't know. Which one should I be? I said, I'll be right back. I went and asked Mom, I said, you want to know which one to be? And Mom said, tell him he's a crip, because we're bloods. And that was in second grade. And ever since then, I might have had a thing for a certain color. You know what I mean? So
yeah, see what I'm saying? And even that conversation right there, just to be like, I don't know, hold on. Oh, actually, I do remember the first time that came, you know what I mean? Like, we don't even have enough conversations that like that to even like realize, like, damn, like, and then think about it, and then you get kids and you think about like your kid, like second grade, bro, that's 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know, I was fucking again now. You hear me?
Yeah. I mean, but most do, you know what I'm saying?
Especially in the hood, like, you know what I mean, and you know, in the lower incomes or single parent, because you know, I don't want to be like only moms have their kids, but usually if it's a one parent, they probably at work. My mama was working, you know what I mean? Sometimes 2 jobs, so yeah, she used to give me some game, but she was also outnumbered, you know what I mean? I wasn't with her. I was going to school with these dudes, and the dude I'm talking about now serving like a 9 or 10 year sentence after, and he already cooked the dude. You know what I mean? Like, not to put his business in the street or whatever, but people who know him know. I'm just saying, I'm painting a picture to be like, you know, some of them dudes that I grew up and went to school with. You know, we all got involved in some activities, right? But luckily for me, I woke up. You know what I mean? Got in trouble not too long ago. Wasn't really in trouble, but I knew, you know what I mean? And I got a blessing from the Lord to not be really in trouble behind what it was.
Right.
And I was like, man, I'm cool. You know what I mean?
Right. And I would say this too. It's like from all people I know, include you being my family, you know what I'm saying? I still remember moments where you super active in your mode, where I could still be like, where you still would be like, man, you trying to do something different. You still would have that, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, we're gonna go out here, you know what I'm saying? Still like that moment where it's like, hold on, man. Like, man, I'm tired of it. Every nigga say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, at one point, like, even the artists is still gonna have that one moment where they go, like, the human in them is gonna be like, man, like, I'm kind of bugging, but I ain't got no other way. That's what it feels like. Feels like it ain't no other way. So back to the initial question, you know what I'm saying, about that record and what put me in that place is all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, thinking about that, like, damn, like knowing everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, even the first record I put out this year was Authentic, which is kind of like the leeway into Rockets, where I'm talking about like, I'm from where y'all from. I see everything. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know all the rules to it, but I just don't play the way you play. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing the way that they choose to play. Like, I'm, you know, I think there's more, and I told you this the other day. I think it's more people in those communities that think like me, and that are like me in a sense, like, I'm not about to get involved too far. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the nigga that's gonna get out the car. As a matter of fact, I'm not even getting in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and watch this. As a community and as a people, Trey would be considered the bitch. But at the end of the movie, Trey was the only motherfucker who had his freedom. and was a
Yeah,
lot.
and all his homies was everybody. All his homies was the ones that didn't make it. So
And
he was just. And if you birds with feather flock together, you the same. Say who gonna take it the furthest? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like my main thing has been like protection. Like I'm not gonna go do nothing to somebody, but I'm not gonna let anybody do nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna protect. You feel me? Where some people are the predators. There's the predators, and then they got the prey, and then sometimes you might prey on something that you might bite the shit out you. And I feel like I was
You
more
didn't
of that
know.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you, and I know that you ain't. I mean, not that it's a weird way to say this, but I know that you don't be like in places where you ain't got no business just for the fun of it. Now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, you might go, have to do
There was a time though. Yeah, there was a time, you know what I'm saying? There was a time like being, just rolling with the flow, you know what I'm saying? But still knowing like, and that's why I think I have that perspective. I can see it like, oh, like, hold on, what we doing? Like for what?
Yeah.
Like what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what's the purpose? Like give me a reason. Like what's what we do it? I always had to have I was always a logical thinker. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll do some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? Then I would go back into my like, oh, well, why we do that? Like, I ain't get it. You know what I'm saying? So, all within all that different type of stuff, like I was just watching and seeing, and even now I'm watching and seeing, and I was like, man, like I'm listening to music, right? I'm listening to every song I come on, everybody is killing somebody, every rapper. And it's crazy because remember back in the day, you mentioned Spice One. You talk about like we'll just mention some of the Will and Acebo, Black Market Records, they whole little nine, you know what I'm saying? They whole little movement. That was underground rap to talk about all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
you had to go search for that.
You had to go search for that, you know what I'm saying, to find like crazy gangster killing music. You had to find that. Now you got to find the music, the type of record that I just put out. You got to find that. You got to search for that. And I always be like, oh, y'all going right? I'm going left. You feel what I'm saying? Like I always been like that. So
that's why I'm a good boy now, because I've always been like that too. I'm like, well, when I was acting up, it was a secret society. Everybody was like that. Now everybody's tough. I'm like, hold on, well, the new tough is getting up going to work. Yeah, like my gangster is going to work, letting them say whatever they say, not arguing, not, you know what I mean? And it's way more gangster to get up and have to depend on one income. It's a whole lot more humbling to get up and have to walk through this snow and get to where somebody might want to tell me to fuck off because his wife didn't suck his dick last night, but it is what it is. That's the way I feed myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, because you done been out there in the trenches. You done seen people taking their kids' food out the freezer and walking into and giving me their monies and all that. You know what I mean?
Like I be telling the alleged story all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I be telling the story. I was like, man, bro, like I didn't see it. I didn't see it. And I felt, like I said, I'm right there with you. I'm not like, cuz why you doing that, man? I'm just kind of like, I'm just observing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, it's because it's familiar too. You know what I'm saying? I had uncles and the other family members that I seen, and people like the same ones that's getting served was living under the basement. You know what I'm saying? Tripping every night, scratching and I'm a kid talking about there's bugs all over. I'm like, nigga, where's these bugs at? I don't see them. But I'm not even knowing what being on crack is. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little ass kid, but I'm tripping like, nigga, where's these invisible bugs at? I gotta get up out of here. I'm starting to scratch too. You feel me? For real, I don't want to stay here to my grandma's house. Yeah, my grandma. But no, it is a sickness. It's a sickness, man, because it's accepted. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, you gotta be like this to make it. You gotta be like this. It's like, bro, the first verse. I'm gonna keep going back to this record. You know, I'm from the home of the brave, built on the back of slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like the do-rag wrap my braids, the ski mask hide my face. I'm living on a prayer for all these nights. My mama prayed. It's hard to be a young nigga. It's hard to be a great because these niggas keep you on your pivot. You gotta watch your back and your peripheral vision. If you lack, you gonna play God a visit. Like, damn. First line. I'm from the home of the brave, built on the back of slaves. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we was slaves. Like we had one enemy at the time. Nigga, that's the people that was oppressing us, right? That was the enemy. We wasn't the enemy. It's like, nigga, how we gonna get up out of here? You know what I'm saying? Just like we was all a tribe. Yeah, like we was together. Like we was trying to figure this shit out, how to get up out of here. We had to fight. Finally got free. And then all of a sudden niggas was like, we got free. And then we was like, yay. And then we was looking at each other like, what up, nigga? What? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
You got a bigger piece of cornbread than me.
How did that happen? You know what I'm saying? How did it happen? How did it happen? So that's the part. And once again, me leaving the country and coming back in and seeing it, that got me thinking about that a little bit more. It's almost like like remember in the Malcolm X movie, remember he was a Muslim, he was a black Muslim, but then when he went to Mecca, he came back and he seen that when he went to Mecca, he seen that everybody was black, white, Arab, everybody was intermingling, praying. Then when he came back to America, he came back, he was like, wait, we got kind of mixed up here. Yeah, this ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, I kind of had a similar thing, not so deep into the religious aspect of it, but just like seeing like, man, like this is kind of crazy. Like we actually are better if we was like on the same team. You know what I'm saying? Like we could do hella shit, like hella more. And I seen the impact of black people around the world, bro. They love everything we do. Every country we go to, our music, our hip hop music is powerful. It's very, very, very powerful. Like I've seen it in so many ways. I'm like, damn, like these little Asian kids, they got gold teeth and braids. They perming their hair so they can get nappy hair. You know what I'm saying, nigga? I'm telling the truth, bro. Like white kid, everybody say nigga now. Nigga ain't even a bad word. Like it ain't. I don't even get offended no more when white people call themselves nigga now. Like white kids.
Hold on. They say nigga over there and back where you was at.
Yeah, my nigga. They'll be like kind of respectful when you come around, but after a while, and you just hear it, I'll be like, damn, they're not even saying it like in a derogatory way. Like that's what they call it. They say like
it's homie. Nigga, me.
Yeah, you feel me? Yeah, and I'm like, okay, have it. Take it. You feel me? Like, why we get mad that niggas are calling themselves niggas? Like, well, I don't want that. Like, take it. Take the word away then.
Learn behavior.
Yeah, man.
Learn behavior because, me growing up in them cages, wasn't nobody allowed to say that but us. You know what I mean? And so, me getting older and being like, okay, well, black folks got this thing where we say, you can't talk to me like that, which is the biggest lie in the motherfucking world. A person can say whatever they want to. Once they said it, they said it. Now how you deal with it is what happens after that. But everybody does have, if a person has breath, they do have the freedom to say whatever they want. So we can't say what a person can or can't say. We can say if we're gonna tolerate it by being around them or not. I've learned that I can't whoop everybody that I disagree with. You know what I mean? And a good friend of mine who will be on this podcast, my partner L from Shotgun Gangsta Crip, he told me a long time ago, he said, man, it's nice to be nice. So I tell people it's real play to be polite. You know what I mean? Because we can go a lot further. Respect can take us a lot further than the disrespect.
Yeah, man, you just said some real stuff, man. I think I've always respected the true gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like the one like that, the one that be like, man, this nigga right here is real, but he respect you from the start because he expects to be respected back. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Them was the ones I never really, I didn't really like. I would see the goons and the goblins. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to respect it out of like fear. Like okay,
it's not the same thing.
But it's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like damn, if I could fear and love. That's really the power in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this I know what you about, but man, you a cool cat. Like you got the game right, and they last the longest.
Yeah, I was gonna say the calmer dude is the dude that they don't know what to expect from him anyway. So like when I was young, fat with titties, light skinned, I just had to be so hard. And I wasn't, you know what I mean? And I went to prison real young and I looked and was like, oh, okay. I'm not that. Like I'm not no lollipop sucker. Ain't nobody gonna just come take my goodies or nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. These dudes, there's some dudes in here, all different sizes, heights, ages, and races. Yeah. Some of these dudes is willing to take it to a place where I didn't even know that place existed. You know what I mean? I'm in there.
Yeah, that's the limit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even with that, that's interesting what you just said because it's like, look, you out there, you went to prison. You know what I'm saying? Like you
As a
went to
baby.
prison. That's you. Yeah, as a baby, that's far.
Baby,
But then you
yeah.
get in there, then you see these niggas out go further. Like, damn, how? Like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many ranges. Like, it's always like they always say, somebody tougher always.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
definitely.
it's always a tougher and a tougher and a tougher. It's like, and what is that? It sometimes it's not even a competition. It could be a mental health issue. You know what I'm saying? Or some niggas just want to just be the toughest nigga on earth.
Well, so all right, me moving out here, I realized something. When I was out there tripping, I had that big old attitude and all that, and fuck you and woo, woo, woo. Man, I was unhappy with my life. My finances weren't correct, even though I was touching money. But I lived with my wife and kids, and some of her family members stayed with us. And yeah, I had like by myself, I had some money. But when you look at the amount of people that was in the household and all that, I wasn't winning like that because I slowed down my movements. You know what I mean? When I came home from the pen, I treated it more like a job. I'd get what I need. I wasn't getting all the extras and all that, and then that was stressing me out. I didn't want all the extras because there's things that come with the extras. But when I got out here and I only had to concentrate on taking care of me, just me. Life, my load was lighter, so it was less stress, and then a lot of other stuff just didn't matter no more. You know what I mean? Like impressing people and all that and caring what all that shit went out the window.
Do you feel like it was because you moved that you got that different perspective, or how much do you feel like it was your physical moving? Or how much do you feel like it was age?
It was a combination of both.
What do you feel like was the most effective?
Well, I go back to my partner from Shotgun, L. L told me a couple things before I left. You know what I mean? One of the things was he was like, don't nobody out there know you. You can reinvent yourself, whoever you always wanted to be, but it was hard to do it because when you come out your door, that smoke from Eastside Pop, drug dealers,
they got your track record.
Yeah. And that's what people expect to deal with you. So I couldn't not be that because
and you don't want nobody treating you no differently either. You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely. Trying to try me because now I've been turning the bullshit down, but now nigga, you've been running from me for 20 years and now you got a gun and now you tough because you know I tapped out. So you know what I mean? He was like, reinvent yourself, and he was like, you going to a good place because they do have gangs and they do have niggas like you that'll kill you, but their gangs are not our gangs. You know what I mean? He was like, stay out the way. You know what I mean? And I don't smoke anymore. I don't drink. So I don't really like kind of like what I was saying about you earlier about like what type of environments you be in. Well, I don't be in hostile environments unless I'm at work. You know what I mean? Because it's quiet enough to hear two mice shooting dice with cotton balls up in here. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody here but me, and I only have company when I go to work. You see what I'm saying? I don't deal with people. You know what I mean? So I'll be by myself. But to answer your question, I think it really is a combination of the age because I've been alive long enough to see how other people went left when they should have went right, or how people went right when they should have stayed straight. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a combination. But me leaving made it a lot easier. I do suggest to anybody who has got to the point in their life where they want to make a change. I think if they have a version of where I went, you know what I mean? They might want to take that up, but then you also got to leave where it is though. I left smoke in Sacramento though.
Yeah, I think
my first name out here.
Yeah, I think like when you uproot yourself from it, you know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna and if you leave that who you was behind,
you gotta kill that.
You can change.
You gotta kill it. Yeah, that motherfucker got to really be dead before you start packing your bags. You understand me? Because man, I was like,
niggas be like, I don't want to never leave the hood, but it's like, bro, you can't really never really. I feel like unless you just have like some like super like something just click in your brain where you just be like, you know what, I'm gonna make a change, you know. But I feel like when you leave, you gotta leave for a little bit. Even if you do go back, when you go back, you're gonna see some things differently. Even if you go to the next city, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna see things differently. You know, like I feel like you gotta uproot yourself from it and like know that that's not the only option you got life. Like you can live other places. And I've been lived so many places where I look at it even bigger scale, where I'm looking at America. I'm like, we don't have to live in this country, right? Like we can move to other places and see other stuff. So I just even, from a smaller scale, like just leaving from Sacramento to Illinois, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a jump, and that's like your boy said, nobody know you can reinvent yourself. We the only creatures on earth that can do that. A lion can't move to an urban city and not be a lion. He's still gonna want to eat and he's still gonna hunt. He can't start something be like, you know what? I don't want to be a lion no more. I'm about to get me a job and start working around. I'm gonna be a cool lion. Like, no, nigga, if your nature. Animals is animals, you know what I'm saying? Their nature is that, but we the only ones that can change our philosophy. We're the only beings on earth that can change our philosophies and be like, you know what? I don't want to be that no more. You know what I'm gonna do, man? I've been out here doing XYZ. I got out of prison. I didn't hurt people. I didn't woo, nigga. I'm finna change it up. I'm finna go to school. I'm finna put this suit on, and then the next thing you know, you don't even look like that guy no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this guy I'm talking to right now?
Them people at my job, they don't have no.
What's so interesting, Smoke? I'm just gonna point this out right now, real quick, man. Look at you right now on your screen, and then look at your back. Look at your silhouette. Them is two different people. You know what I'm saying? It's just two different people.
Absolutely.
But it's still you.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the shadow that you cast. The shadow that you cast, it was that. But to who you are right now in the physical form is a different person.
Yeah. I don't even I'm interested in some of the stuff that I was interested in. And it makes it weird for people that know me because, there ain't no way we could have been on here for 45 minutes and I ain't smoked 4 or 5 blunts, rolling up a blunt behind both ears, breaking down some weed. Come on, man.
Yeah.
If what he say, Mozzie say, if niggas know me, the niggas know. You know what I mean? But I'm not that dude. You know what I mean? Like, even like, so they seen some videos of me at work and it was like, you do music? Man, look at that blunt. What you that? I said, yeah, I ain't him no more, homie. I was like, I don't even have a desire necessarily to be that. Now, when I get my stuff together, I do want to smoke some weed. I do, but I have some certain things that I have to do before I can. I won't be drinking.
Sorry.
I hear you. Yeah, okay.
Let me put my AirPods back in.
All right. Do you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So like I don't have no this the closest to drinking I'm gonna do, some water. But yeah, when I do get everything, when I get my situation straight out, when I can afford to have a couple P's, then I'll smoke again. But right now that ain't the goal. I'm in a place where it's real cheap to live and I need some property. God willing, they gonna keep making Jordans and polo shirts and all that, but they ain't making no more land. You know what I mean? So I need to give me a little lot or two. You know what I mean? That's something that matters to me.
It's so crazy because that's what we supposed to do. Like we supposed to, like, ain't no, man, they say like you don't really have nothing in this country until you own some land. That's what they say. Like that's like some inside game, but that's game that we don't get in the communities. You know what I'm saying? It's so systematic, man, how we've been broken down over time, you know what I'm saying, to be in the position that we are now, you feel me, to be like, why we fighting and all that stuff, like just to go back. I don't want to go too like preachy, but just to go back. Yeah, just to go back real quick, when I was talking about like how we fought so long through slavery and then we got our freedom. Well, then you got to think about there was a time period where we were building together. We had to, you know what I'm saying, before we start going buck wild. And that's why you have a lot of these HBCUs, historical Black colleges. We had our own colleges, we had our own hospitals, we had our own everything, you know what I'm saying? And then
Wall Street.
Yeah, our own Wall Street, our own banking systems, our own land. Back in, they said like in early 1900s, we own like, I think the South, sorry if my stats is wrong, but from last time, I think we own like 80% of the land, you know what I'm saying, in certain areas, you know what I'm saying, in the South. And then now, fast forward all these years go by, I think we own like 4%. You feel me? And why? Because we was moved out of those communities by the big cities. Oh, we live in the South. How many of your families from the South, but they moved to Chicago? They might have moved to New York. They might have moved here because they move into these big cities with the lights. They move into these electric cities, all the lights, the entertainment, the fun. But they leaving 50, 60, 80 acres of land behind. They're leaving grandma's house. We don't want to live here. It's boring out here. We going to Chicago. We going to New York. Over time, grandma land, nobody going back. You go back every time, but you stop going back to the land. Now, guess what? Over time, 3 years, somebody come in, the others come in, start paying the
For the
taxes.
taxes, yeah.
Now they own the land.
I was just listening to a story yesterday in the car on my way back from the polo store that I had no business being at, like my new hat. So I just heard a story about somebody having to pay $10,000 to get somebody a house, and the house like 120.
Yeah.
And so the dude was talking about
you can go down to the city, like, you know what I'm saying, to the whatever it's called. You can go to the building and find out about who the taxes on the land. You see who ain't paying. Yeah, and pay. Like, as long as you can pay for 3 years. If after the 3 years, then that property is yours, and you could be paying like a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So that's what happened to us. You know what I'm saying? Now we move. So you left 80 acres of land to go live in like this new nice deluxe apartment in the sky high. You're moving on up. You know what I'm saying? You moved on up to the east side, but you left your 80 acres. Now you left 80 acres to live in a project building.
A matchbox.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. A matchbox. Yeah, almost every black person, if you ask their family around, go back long enough, somebody in their family owns some land.
Yeah.
So yeah, buying land is the thing. We gotta buy land. That's we got free to be. So we're not the cargo. So now we can purchase land and build, and because when you own land, you can do whatever you want to do on there. You can make money off your land.
I'm with you 100%. It is so much more to life than the things that we see on these videos.
Bro,
no disrespect to the people that are out here, but I live in a two-stop. When I say two-stop town, I mean like there's 2 stops on the freeway, and then you're no longer here. You know what I mean? And a lot of people from out here are from other places, but to the people that have been here for like a long time, they haven't seen some things that I've seen, definitely that you've seen, because you left these bodies of water that are around us. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
they don't know that there's so much more to life than expensive shoes, a car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate because these kids are growing up and they're killing behind stuff that's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that it's okay to take anybody's life, but up the value of life. If you're gonna get your money on,
let's lift it a little bit.
Yeah, it don't need to be about something that you could attain with one of my checks from my job. You know what I mean? Because rent out here, you know, not to give up all the game, but where I'm at, my rent for my 1-bedroom apartment is $500 and some change. And I got a cousin living around the corner. He got a 5-bedroom house in a neighborhood that we would not have no problems living in. And he complaining about his rent. His rent is a band. My my homegirl back home just say they finna raise her 2-bedroom, 1-bath that's in the Rock, White Rock, around the corner from where you might have been standing outside with me, where I might have allegedly been doing some hand-to-hands, right?
Yeah, allegedly.
Some paper to palms, right? Them going for like dinner 2 bands for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. And so I was telling them, like, you in a place where you can win at, and they make less money. In Sacramento, California, my homies that work legal jobs, most of them make a lot less money than I do per hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you see, for one, especially California, like, bro, the price of the shit is going up so high. The crime is so high. It's hella other places to live. You know what I'm saying? But niggas is so dedicated to they block. Like, you don't even own nothing on that whole.
I say that again because I don't think nobody heard it. These niggas be talking about their hood. Nigga, you don't even have a car, let alone own a plot of land.
Yeah.
Hey, look, now don't get the murder rate out at where I'm at, for the size of this town, they knocking the stuffing up out of some McMuffins out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not from here and you smart enough to not be trying to be in this the little circle, you know what I mean?
How about this? How about they $2,000 for them apartments over there that I think you talking about?
Yeah.
$2,000, you go somewhere like where you at or the South, and you put $2,000 down. Like you paying that per month, bro. You can buy a fat ass. You can buy acres of land for that. Like and create your own whatever you want to do on that. But nobody wants to leave what they're used to. We get used to we're used to fucked up situations.
Yeah.
We came numb to it. That's what I was saying earlier. We became numb to those situations. Like we think that's it. It's like, no, we got when we're gonna level up, like boss up. Everybody else, cousin, in the whole world is moving around. You know what I'm saying? Like even looking like some businesses. Let's talk about Elon Musk real quick. He's in the Bay. Silicon Valley, that's the number one place for businesses to be, tech businesses. Nigga, them prices went up. Guess what he did? He said, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to Texas. Now he got way more land in Texas, a bigger business, a bigger facility. Now he can make more money. You feel what I'm saying? Like niggas, they're when it's time to go there, you getting up out of there. You feel what I'm saying? And when it's time to come back, they're gonna come back. But
you gotta know when to hold them.
I want to hold them. It's like some of the rules, like that's like street rules, and some of the rules like we only use in certain situations. You gotta use them across life. Them was life rules. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know when to hold the fold. Like you gotta know when to hold the fold with your environment. Like nigga, it's time to go. If it look good again, I'll come back. But once you go out and explore, you realize like it ain't even that. Like you can keep coming every time you go back home right now. You're gonna be like, damn, it's just the same. Like ain't no growth. No growth. How you living?
They ask me all the time, you coming back? I say, I doubt it. And if I do, I ain't going to stay. You know what I mean? Like, Like, hey, I be bored here, but I'm not really bored here. I got a fire pit with 4,500 channels. You hear me? They got this thing called YouTube, which means that you can learn anything you want. I got two little buddies from Mississippi, Big Mississippi, Little Mississippi. And they was over here, they was like, you gonna be bored? You just be here by yourself. I said, you see that freezer right there? They said, yeah. I said, there's lamb in there. It's chicken in there. It's beef hot links in there. It's shrimp in there. It's crab. I say, it's grits over there. I say, come look at my cabinets. It's seasonings from all over the world. I said, look, I know how to cook. So I'm not gonna be bored because my fat ass in there eating. Second of all, look at my watch this, hold on. Been trying to change my snack game. This trail mix.
Oh, it's a little trail mix, man.
Yeah, trail mix, yeah. So I was telling them, I was like, I got 4,500 channels, you know what I mean? I can't miss nothing to watch. I see any pay-per-view fight or whatever.
In the world.
Yeah, I was like, I don't miss a beat. I was like hanging around niggas who don't like me. Like when I was young, I'd be at the club, or even like when I was back home, we'd be at the bike stuff. The bike stuff is smooth until somebody who's not in the bike scene comes and fucks it up. But
yeah,
I started telling myself, why do I want to be around a gang of motherfuckers I don't know? Why do I? Like, why do I give a fuck about how strangers see me? Like, why am I spending $300 and $400 on cutting up for somebody else to be like, oh, he was having fun? I don't need anybody to see that shit no more.
Culture.
Yeah.
That's the culture. New culture. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me ask you this. So Kendrick drops his song, whatever, everybody goes wild, the video, whatever. And then when they get a hold of the actual album, it was a lot of people were disappointed. What is the issue? Why do people that have jobs, and I don't mean literally as like this is literal as I'm saying it, but why do the motherfuckers that's not in the streets or not in the business only want to hear that shit? You're not doing it. You're not about it. You don't want that shit to fall in your kid's lap. You know what I mean? I don't fucking understand this. This is what I want to touch on. I want to know why people that ain't gonna knock a motherfucker down, niggas who ain't gonna push that line, why do they want to poison their mind? Well, listen, I don't listen to no disrespect by what I'm finna say. This might be taken out of context. I don't listen to Mozzie. because Mozzie funk with somebody I watched grow up, which is Lab. Now understand this, I think Mozzie dope as fuck. And with me being a person who lived in Oak Park before I ever was in the East, you know what I mean? I got super duper love for the P. But as a Sacramento dude, I don't want none of them youngsters. I don't want none of them dudes having no issues, and then they're making music about it. It makes the youngsters pick a side, and then the youngsters are out there dying. You know what I mean? And I don't. I listen to, like, don't get it twisted, my version of Poison music, I listen to some cats that's a little bit older than me that ain't even doing that music no more. Like I seen Dub T on a podcast, and
Yeah, I like that.
Dub is still a Crip. You know what I mean? He's not an active gangbanger. Dub still comes from his culture. He still dresses the same, but he talks highly intelligent, and the things that they address are manhood. You know what I mean? And that's what I think we need to get back. We got to bring
that should be goals. Yeah, that should be goals. That should be goals. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of me like, niggas get like, man, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it past this. How about like, nigga, I'm about to try. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas just give up. Niggas don't even be like, I'm trying to see 40. I'm trying to see what 40, what shit, 30 be like, 25. Like, you gotta make it. It's the
I didn't think I was gonna get nowhere near this. You hear me?
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta remember, 14 in juvenile hall. I get out juvenile hall, they take me to Folsom Prison saying, you're gonna be in CDC by the time you're 18. You know what I mean? I felt like I won because I didn't go to prison until I was 21. You know what I mean? Right before I went, my mama died. You know what I mean? I was out on bail, my mama died some days before I had to go turn myself in and go to the pen. And I all the time was like, well, it don't make no sense for me to try to do this or that because I'm not gonna live past 25. Made it past 25. Well, I ain't gonna live past 30 because I'm still out here selling D on these blocks, and niggas is shooting at me and this, that, and the other. And God had another plan for me. So now I'm like, I need to stop. You know what I mean?
And that's what you just said, Fly. I know I ain't supposed to be eating on the podcast.
Man, fuck it. Hey, man. Hey, you hollering at the homie, and the homie's your motherfucking cousin, nigga. We don't do that podcast if we want to.
God got a plan for the community, man. You know what I'm saying? And as crazy as that is to hear, niggas like, I ain't wrong. But that's real, bro. Like, we different. Our people is different, man. And I'm not speaking, I'm speaking there from, once again, stepping outside of the bubble and seeing our impact, seeing the hood's impact on the world. Like, here, it look all crazy. For them, they looking at it like, oh, this is so cool. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's interesting too, because it's like, yeah, we got an impact, but then what we showing them, are we showing them the right thing? You know what I'm saying? Are we showing the right thing? Are we giving us, because we are influential, but are we giving the best of us to the world? Because the world is watching us. And I talk about them kids that's wearing the gold that's over there in Asia. Now, last year, somebody got up. A youngin' got a gun now. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be in the gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, now they starting to wear blue. Now they starting to wear red. You know what I'm saying? Now
Asia?
What? Now they want to be this. But they don't understand the full dynamics of it. They don't see the pain. They don't really see the pain. You know why? Because it looks like entertainment to them. And I think that a lot of people that, even to answer your question, is like, why do people listen to this type of thing? I think it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, even myself, like, I'll turn some Chief Keef just to turn up. It's almost like I know I'm never going to the NBA, but I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna hoop and I'm gonna be like Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. I can't make it to the NBA. I didn't make it to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Niggas might watch WWE, WWF. You know what I'm saying? And then you go out there and you go try all the moves. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's like, for a lot of people, it's just entertainment. But there's a thin line between that, you know what I'm saying? Because some people, it's not entertainment. Some people, it's absorbing that as lifestyle and trying to become what they hear. You feel me? And for some reason, music is more impactful to me than any visual, than any movie. Because, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger can go out there, or any action hero can go out there. John Wick can kill a whole city. You know what I'm saying? and you don't hear too much complaints about that. But then you hear you can, NBA YoungBoy can come out and talk about drilling, killing, do whatever you do. Now you got a whole problem. You feel what I'm saying? You got a whole bunch of.
They believe in being a YoungBoy.
Yeah. Because there's a stigmatism about being real. Who's the realest? At the end of the day, Is he still out there doing that? Probably not.
I hope
I think he's. I hope not. You know what I'm saying? I hope allegedly he never did. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the ones that's making it is up there. They ain't out there doing that, man. And a lot of them talking about doing it, they never did nothing either.
that. I know. Really?
But these youngsters, man, they want to be that because a lot of them are. They like, oh yeah, that's the word is. Well, I'm out
Well,
here.
I'm already doing that, so I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah,
And that's the other thing too.
That's what they be rapping about. They be like, this nigga, these rappers be talking about it. I be doing it. Like,
and
okay.
then you go to jail. Hey, people act like
Then you
jail
go to
ain't
jail.
shit. But so this is how I just started describing it. I gave up on the crimes because I was tired of showering around men.
Yeah, weird as hell.
You know what I mean? I mean, you don't have a choice, and you're not in the shower wiping soap on a nigga. But I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
the whole concept of a nigga.
I have to do this, nigga.
Yeah, like I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. You know, when you don't have nothing and you see somebody else with something, and you feel like, oh, that makes their life better because they got the car and they got the girl and all that. Man, as me getting older, me seeing real shit, I know people who got it all and are unhappy, are a lot less happy than some motherfuckers who don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything ain't always cracked up as it seemed. Where like I heard a Chris Brown song, that grass ain't always green on the other side. You know what I mean?
Facts.
What you got going on? What you got going on next with your music?
July next Saturday, I got a performance at the Indie Fest out here with Boom Man. That's gonna be pretty lit. I got a record with the game I'm about to drop this summer, called Good Day. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be cool. I'm just staying on their neck all summer long. Got some more music videos. I'm about to drop this Authentic video next week, probably on Friday. I'm gonna drop that video. Authentic is number 40 on the BDS Billboard charts. I got number 8 on the Billboard charts on Triller. So man, I'm just staying active, man. Like, you know, came out here with a mission and a plan to like reintroduce myself, but just in a bigger way. So that's what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Kind of change the image up. You know what I'm saying? Just more assertive with everything that I'm saying and that I'm doing, and just got a different kind of focus this time around. But I got a lot of good stuff coming out, a lot of good music with that still sound relevant, but then it's just the messages is just a little bit more impactful than just me having a good time.
Yeah, we need that message way more than ever, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a grandfather. You know what I mean? I'm a grandfather. My son has children. Keyshawn got a baby on the way. You know what I mean? So I have children that have children, and if we being all the way real, would you notice what we're gonna do? I don't like this world for my babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What people value ain't worth the fuck. You know what I mean? And any real man would say that he don't feel comfortable with his daughters growing up with this bullshit, or with his sons growing up around all this jealousy. But the thing is, we all got to stop it. We can't, it's not, you know, we can't tell our little men, well, man, don't, you know, you got to push the line and woo, 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 but they think everybody else gonna come with respect. Everybody got to turn the motherfucking notches down a lot. Collectively, like we need to quit. Like, we all need to just fuck it, mind your business, get a book, stop all this showing out on Facebook or like everybody caring about their image.
Yeah, man, you know, I can't even sit here. Like, we definitely know the answer to but the question is like the how, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's one, like, man, the nigga that figures out the how, like how to stop this and how, like, how to.
I know how to stop it. I know how to stop it. I swear, I know how to stop it. The thing is, we can't make it. Goes back to what when I was saying, like, when a person say, "Oh, well, they can't talk to me like that." That's not true, because everybody has free choice. You know what I mean? So we would all have to choose on the same day to make this pact that we're going to watch how the fuck we speak to people. We're going to mind our business. We're going to stop looking on the next motherfucker's paper. We're going to stop being mad because this nigga got a coat that I like, but I can't have it. And he's a fuck boy because the bitch down the street that I like don't like me. She like him. Like these are like this shit that I'm saying is so fucking stupid. People are losing their lives behind this shit. And if you really dig deeper into it, those are just the outside coats of it. The real problem is a motherfucker, a lot of people are starving, making bad decisions, and they're going to look at everything other than their self for the situations that they kind of might have put themselves in, and they're going to lash out because most people aren't like me in the sense of saying, well, hey, I fucked up, well, hey, I did this. Well, a lot of people are not going to point no finger to themselves. I was raised by a woman who always was making me, telling me to be accountable to myself. So when I would go to jail at a young age, I couldn't be mad because I knew that selling cocaine was illegal. I knew that the little machine in my pocket that would kapow when you pulled it, I knew that that was for killing people and that those people with them badges were going to take my black ass to jail. So unlike some of my friends who would come in there lying, talking about they didn't do it and they can't, nigga, that's not the truth. You know what I mean? And you knew what you was up against. Just hope when you go see that judge, he don't give you all that he could give you. You know what I mean? Walk that shit off. Like, hey, it is what it is. I went to prison and came home and knew that I was still going to sell drugs. I knew that because when I was in the penitentiary, I was selling them. So I wasn't I wasn't finna get out and fucking start working. And watch this. And now, at my job, I'd be like, all these years you was like, you ain't gonna work. But when you was going to jail and prison, you was working for free. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, man, I spend a lot of my days.
Hey, you just made me think of something. I mean, I guess people kind of know this, but it's not really spoken on too much. You say you about to go to jail and be working for free, nigga. Slavery.
Slavery, yeah. And it's
like real, like legal slavery, you know. Like,
oh, and you forgetting, nigga, they finna charge you for that.
And they finna charge you for working.
Yeah. You finna go to jail and work for them. They're gonna make money off you, but when you get out, you owe them for them housing you. Nigga, I ain't lying to you. That's what the restitution is. That's what that shit is. But we don't say this to people my age don't say this to youngsters, and this, sometimes they do, but youngsters don't want to listen. Well, see, the thing is, we gotta just keep talking this shit, and we gotta edit the message. We gotta put it in a tone to where it can be heard. We can't keep yelling at these motherfuckers. We gotta talk to them in a way. I told this Mexican I used to work with, Jesse a few years older than me. One day he was getting at Jesse, a Mexican, older Mexican dude, and I thought he was racist, but then I realized he wasn't racist. It was a cultural difference. Jesse grew up in a time where when a man told you something, your uncle, your father, or whatever, you didn't have no fucking choice. You did, or you got punched in your chest. So he was talking to a youngster that was like 22, 23, and he was getting at him in a way where I didn't feel like it was okay. But I went back and I thought about it. I was like, oh, okay. Well, Jesse came up under the same shit as us, where you do what you told her, you punch in your throat. So I was like, hey, Jesse, I want to talk to you in a way where you can understand what you being a Latino. You grew up in the days where everything was said with hot peppers, ghost peppers, and everything was spicy. I said these youngsters didn't grow up with dads. A lot of them, dad might have been gone with another broad or in jail, dead or whatever, and their mama raised them. I said, so these mamas wasn't feeding hot peppers. These mamas was feeding churros, sugar and cinnamon. And he started in the face. He was like, I'm not going to talk to him like that. I said, well, understand this, then you won't get your point across. See, at the end of the day, if you're trying to prove your point, you'll say the message in any language for a motherfucker to understand it. You gotta understand what matters to you most. Are you telling these people just because you want to be a broken record and be an asshole, or are you trying to change their thought process? Are you trying to get your message across? Do you want it to end up the way you want it? He's like, I want my way at the end. I said, then you're gonna have to word it differently.
Yeah.
That's all. You know what I mean? That's right. Like at work. I breathe before I talk. I might walk away. I might give something a couple of days before I come and tell somebody I didn't really like how they spoke to me or whatever. But I know that telling them, hey, you bitch ass motherfucker, I know that don't get us nowhere. because I know I don't want to be talked to like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I do a lot
I
of.
mean,
Go ahead.
this is, no, I mean, cut you off, but
Yeah, sure.
I understand that because it's like, I mean, I even go back to like school, you know what I'm saying? Like I hated school, you know what I'm saying? Because my teachers were talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Or they wouldn't talk. But then the ones that would be like taking me to side, like, hey man, like, why don't you look, we can work together. Like well, the ones that got at me, you know what I'm saying? Like at a high level, I would act better, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this it's almost like, you know, I was touching on what you were saying about like a lot of the issues is like what's really it's mass, it's all this other stuff, but it's something really inside that's
Yeah.
it's onions. And it's like if you could touch, if you can pierce that part of the person, you know what I'm saying, which takes it takes the way you communicate to it. You know what I'm saying? You can't come out of because that shell is so hard. You got to find your way to get to that inside of them to have that real conversation to make them even think for that split second. You know what I'm saying? Or to make a major change in their life. You definitely hit it on the head. Like it is the way you communicate, and I think that is a problem within our community for sure. You know what I'm saying? The way we communicate with each other is messed up in a sense where it's like it just creates them shells. You know what I'm saying? Like it creates those. I could see it once again. You know what I mean? From you like look at, you don't even have to go out of the city. You can go from one side of town to the other. Let's go from the east side, and then now let's go to Rockland. You know what I'm saying? And you see how the people communicate with each other. They're not hella aggressive with each other. It's kind of, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Ooh, ooh. Then you go right back, and then it's like, what up, nigga? You just did what, nigga? What'd you say? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like when everybody just chill for a second, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just it's the way we communicate, it's the way we talk to each other. And we're not having enough conversations about the way we talk to each other for us to even know that that's even an issue.
You know what I've been doing lately? Because I noticed there's a lack of this. I started complimenting people, even people I don't know, and I'm talking about men. You know what I mean? Men. The young brothers that come in, that work with me, that look like me. You know what I mean? I ain't just talking about their skin complexion, but I'm talking about the way they walk, the way that aura that they got. You know, the trenches are the trenches. The hood is the hood anywhere. From Colorado, Vegas, Sacramento, Houston, Atlanta, Chicago, Danville, Stockton. You know what I mean? When I see these youngsters, you know, I can tell by their shoes and, you know, by their attire what they at least think they are. I tell them straight out, hey, youngster, hey, man, I appreciate you for showing up today, man, and I'm proud of you. They were like, huh? I'm proud of you, bro. Yeah, I'm proud of you because I know you know some other things that you could have did, right? Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so hey, I'm proud of you, man. Let's do this every day, bro. Let's do this every day, man. When the little youngsters be mad at work, ooh, I come up to her, hey, man, fuck them. But you're not here for them. You working at that place, but you working for yourself. You woke up at 5 o'clock this morning, brush your teeth. Yeah, you brushed your teeth. You know what I mean? I hope you washed your ass. You know what I mean? You did everything you could do to get here 2 minutes late. You know what I mean? That was early for you, but you put all that energy to get here. I know you didn't come here to lose your job. You need this money. I know you got a couple dollars right now, but eventually you're gonna spend them. You need this money, man. I'm proud of you for showing up. Let's do this. Let's do this every day till we figure out some other way to get more money. You know what I mean? And that shit be going a long way, man. They always come up to me and be like, oh man, I appreciate you and I'm proud of you too. I said, man, I'm proud of us. Cause just like I'm not the same person that I used to be, the fact that you're here, you at least trying to be something. You know what I mean? Like we gotta give out more compliments, man. We got the world fucked up where everybody just so mad. You know what I mean? Yeah, and a lot of motherfuckers is mad at people who ain't never did nothing to them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the situations, you know what I'm saying? It's the situations. It's the, I mean, the economics is really makes niggas mad too, not having this, not having that. You know what I mean? But I go back to saying, you know, we say this like, man, look what we spend our money on when we do get money. You know what I'm saying? We spend it on bullshit. We don't build. We're not doing nothing that's really taking us, that's leveling us up. You know what I mean?
I'm guilty. I'm nigga, throw me under the jail.
Check this. Here's another little you know, loose stat check, you know, that'll fuck with your mind. Like white and Jewish community, they money circulates in that community for 30 days before it leaves that community.
We don't even,
Asian community, I think they were like 25 to 20 some days. You know what I'm saying? I think of black people, nigga, our shit lasts like 15 minutes.
yeah.
As soon as we get it, it's out. Because that lets you know it's not enough businesses within our state, within our community that we have that are black owned. You know what I'm saying? This is just we just don't own enough shit. We consumers. But the crazy part is we spend the most money in the whole entire damn near world. You know what I'm saying? Like on the outside, so we making everybody rich. We spending our money on dumb shit. And we was just forcing us to be we running out of money, so we mad, you know what I'm saying? It's causing problems and issues. I want to take. We going to jail, you know what I'm saying? We going to jail, we're going to prison. Now we gotta work to not get paid, and then we gotta pay back. Like, nigga, this shit is not a winning system. Like, when are we gonna talk about stuff? First of all, like, let's look, we do some dumb shit with each other, but like, let's figure out some economic plan to get this shit back where it need to be, because that's a huge problem, bro. Like, that's a huge issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, we take, oh, this nigga taking from me. Oh, this nigga taking, but then you got to go to prison and work for somebody for free. That's the biggest take, and pay a nigga back. That's the biggest takeaway of all time. I didn't even know that smoke before you told me that. That's crazy to me. Like,
hey, before we get off, I want to address this too. So you say, all right, we do the taking and we go to prison, and I told you that you had to pay for that and all that.
That's crazy.
So I'm 45 years old right now, and for those who don't know me, you probably, if anybody's been listening, they've probably seen me throw up a finger sign, a gesture. They've heard me use some certain terminologies from a street fraternity. When you go to prison, this is one thing that I want people to start telling their gang members, their young loved ones, right? I guess it's different in different states, but I'm from California. So in the California penal system, the CDC, Black people, we're broke up into different sections, the Bloods, the Crips, the Bay Area, different factions or whatever, right? When I went to prison, I was 21 years old. I thought, my issues were going to be with the Crips. And there were some Blood and Crip issues. But Southern Mexicans and Black people don't get along. Mm-hmm. And so when you go to prison and you're Black and you're fighting your Black people, well, when a race riot pops off, you now tag team up with the same dudes you was just fighting. So I didn't know this. So I was involved. There was a riot going to take place, and I wanted to be hard so bad that I started making a move with these older cats from a different place than me, but they were on the same color sign as me. And when it looked like we were gonna lose, instead of them telling me that we were tapping out, they just turned their back on me, and I proceeded to keep going. And I was walking into basically somewhere, I was walking towards something that I was gonna get fucked up. A dude from the Bay Area pulled up on the side of me and was like, them niggas turned around, but I'm rocking with you. This is a Black on white issue. Some Bloods from down south turned their back on me. And when I was looking towards the other side of the yard, who was coming to my rescue? The Bay, by far, the Crips, and some Black homosexuals though as well. And ever since then, it was kind of hard for me to really be tripping with a dude, because where he grew up at, their side of the flag was blue. You know what I mean? It didn't resonate with me, because in prison, these same dudes was gonna rock with me. So after that, I watched my terminology. I was turned down a little bit when it came to them. It was more like, hey, how you doing? Instead of just looking over there like I wish one of these niggas would, because the truth was I hope that they didn't anyway. You know what I mean? I wanted to do my time and leave. So I got out, caught a violation, and went to High Desert Penitentiary, which is definitely not the place for a handsome, light-skinned, fat boy like myself at the time. And I linked up. I once again was around a gang of Crips, and They were very hospitable. You know what I mean? They were serious about their cripping, but it was no disrespect because we were going to come off of lockdown and had to go head up with the Southern Mexicans. Now I'm saying all to say this: if it doesn't make no sense for me to be wanting to kill a dude, knowing that when somebody else wants to kill me, that's the person that's gonna come to my rescue. Or that's what I'm gonna depend on because now we're black. Well, let's just stay black then. You know what I mean? So when I came home, I really after that, it wasn't no more really fucking dudes type of mentality from me. As I got older, I see that, you know, in every neighborhood, in every city, there's gonna be some real ass motherfuckers. Everybody that's a real nigga got some fuck boy homies. You know what I mean? Because you can't control the people that moved around you. So in every hood, you got the bitch ass niggas, the real niggas, the solid dudes, the bums, the hustlers, whatever, man. But we're all similar. And I got some people that at one point in time I might have considered to be my enemies with some of the realest niggas I know. Like you heard me talking about L.
Yeah.
Came that the OG Crip dude gave me because he's a hustler. We got a lot of shit in common, and he's a good dude. Shit, you
Yeah.
were talking about the game video. Well, I sent the Crip nigga out there to the to the video that you shot with the game, and
Yeah,
y'all
it's my homie.
yeah, hey, y'all was having some camera issues, and Cuz came through and saved the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
right.
crypto camera. So you know what I mean? Like, we gotta start spreading the word about the gang shit, man. I know
It's good. This platform good, man, and I think I'm glad that you're doing it. I'm glad that you are doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because, and along with anybody else that's taking this angle, you feel what I'm saying? Because it's not enough of this going on, and it's conversation. That's one thing that we don't have enough. You know what I'm saying? We have enough of in the community is just conversation. The more conversation we have, the more understanding we can have. You know what I'm saying? Level-headed conversations, and then it start becoming. This is man. When I was younger, the cool niggas was the older niggas. You know what I'm saying? So like, we got to bring that back. You know what I'm saying? There was a gap. Now it's like, okay, let's bring that back. Where like. And then when the older cats would do, because they had the game. So like the game, for some reason, the game was on pause for a long minute, and it's just been going wild and rampant. But like I like the fact that it's more cats that's OGs that's coming in the game and the new game, this digital era, and they're doing these podcasts and talking about stuff like this because we tuning in. You know what I'm saying? We listening, the young cats are listening too, and it's gonna be a trickle down effect just by simple conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I mean, I commend you on what you're doing for sure, brother. I'm glad I was able to be on here, chop it up a little bit with you, man.
Hey, yeah, I want to say this before we go. I appreciate you being my first motherfucking guest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to tell you, nigga, I love you. I'm so proud of you, man. I wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for you. We'll definitely do this again, and we'll go into some of the things that I've learned from you over the years. I've got a lot of knowledge from you, music wise, but just on being a man.
What are you doing?
Hey, baby, I'm older than you, but I definitely learned a lot from you, man. You enjoy your evening. I'll catch you when this is done, man. I love you a little bit, cousin. Keep
all right, man.
And you do your thing.
Love, man.
Yes,
for
sir.
Sure, man. Peace out.
Yeah. Holla at the homie. Big Smoking Radio.
Yeah. Fat partner.
You know it.